this is Isabel with Izzy's Creations, and we're going to take it a little bit at a time because if you can see, this is a lot going on here. So I'm going to take it a little bit at a time here. Ultimately, both of these signatures are going to be in one big book. So we're going to work on
This is part 2. We are continuing where we left off. Let's go.
Put that there and there. Now this side will look better, which with the opposite page, and you'll see in just one second because that's the next page. So this is going to go here, and the right side, we just finished doing the right side of this, just this one, and now it's going to look like this. That looks much better. Okay, and now this is going to go here, and then the next page, see? And so now that we have the gray here, this has this tab there. So now it's going to look better than if I would have had the green. It wouldn't have gone well. So that's why I covered that. And I don't mind that this is extending over, and I don't mind that at all. Okay, so the next thing is this tab is up on the top side of this page, and then this tab is a little bit down. So let's do that now. Okay, and done. It's a vellum. This is the next page. Okay, this is the next page. It's a vellum, and all we have here is a little tab coming down the bottom. The other side has this tab up here. This page is done with this little page here. I'll put a paper clip on this side. Let's see. Which paper clip do we want to use? We're going to put one of these. How about this one right here? There's a little tiny silver bead. Cute. Okay, this page is done. We have this page, and we didn't do anything to it. There's not much that needed to be done. So after the vellum, this goes in there. Now we have the small polka dot, and it's this one with this page to it. But what we did was we stitched it with the bow stitching. So we're going to do that now before we do everything else. Oh no, correction. We are going to glue this paper down first. Let me get rid of all of my little paper clips. Should have cleared that out first. Okay, so this goes down here first. So I'm going to glue that down. Okay, all right. So now that's glued down. And then what we did is we took some of the Martha Stewart punch and we put it just here like this, and then we did some pink rickrack here. So we're going to do that next. Somebody's probably wondering, what is rickrack? Rickrack is a trim. So this is rickrack. So we're going to put this here. now that I got this done, now I'm going to stitch the bow trimming. So I finished this stitching. It's the bow stitching, and like I mentioned before, I like to decorate the page and then I put it together. So I did this page diagonally. I might have mentioned it before for those of you who have not heard it. I really like this page, and it was part of a notepad that I had for several years ago, and I did not want to fold it to cover this or to take away from this. However, I wanted to leave it in such a way to where it's a statement on each page. So here it says God meets us in the heart of a friend. So pretty. And it's got a rose here with a ribbon. And then here it says, the God of love and peace shall be with you. 2 Corinthians 13:11. So I didn't want to take away from that by folding the page this way or folding it page this way, because this would have been okay, but not this one. So that's why I did it diagonally. And I went ahead and did the Martha Stewart punch edge on the top and the bottom. And now I'm going to put a rickrack here, and it's going to have a rickrack on the top as well. Alright, so now we have this here. And what I did on the page is I have this here. And this was a leftover of this. I don't have leftover this time around. I only have this little piece. Because on this page, I also have this hanging tag on the top. I'm not necessarily fond of that, but it's going to work for this page. It's fine. We're going to leave it the way it is. But on this new one, what I'm going to do is something different. I had an epiphany while I was waiting for the traffic to go away. I had already punched this because I was going to do this effect on this page, but I really like this tag here. And then I thought, okay, how am I going to put it so where I can really take advantage of the tag? It's so pretty and it looks so nice in this page, right? Just the way it is. But I didn't want to put paper clip coming down. I didn't want to put something here. I'm like, a belly band's going to cover, but a clear belly band, it would be perfect. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to use a little belly band with the acetate. It was the little strip that was left over from the journal pages that I used. That's probably on a couple of videos, and I can link that if you would like. Or if you're looking at all the videos or the process of this, then you can see where we had a little insert for the journal. Okay, so we're just gonna stick it down. I know you're gonna be able to see either side, which is fine. It's I don't have a problem with that. You know, you can always cover it with something if you want. Little flower here, die cut or something if you want to really, if you really want to cover it. I don't mind it. See, now we have the tag fully exposed in the middle of this whole pretty page. I love it. I love the epiphany. Okay, so then now this is cleared out. I don't have to put anything there. Here we did have a little tag hanging out, so I did this. Instead of doing a whole nother one, I put a little flower on each one of these. This does come with the punch collection. I mentioned it earlier. There's so many of them, so I can use them throughout. So I'm going to use this on this side. And it works out perfectly well with this page and with the opposite page. So that's what we're going to do here. Did I mention I love crafting? I do. I love working with paper, fabrics, all sorts. Okay, I'll do that there. I'm gonna turn it over. Pretty. And then I'll just grab this, fold it over, line it. Cute, yes. So now again, decorate each page individually. Pretty, pretty. And now this is going to go in the journal. It's a zigzag stitch on both edges. So I'm gonna, okay. So now we have the zigzag stitch. It's very simple. Helps me out a little bit. And the one tag is actually they're both of them are down here. So we're just going to do both of them down there. It's fine. Okay, that's it. That's all there is to this page. This one. This is it. That's all we have. And all we have left is the center page. That's it. That's all. Just the center page. Oh. The center of the signature looks like this. Then it opens up into this beautiful centerfold. And it has the back. So this is the centerfold of this signature. We're going to work on this. So I am going to do, so here are all the components. Here's a little notepad. Here's the, we're going to do it into a match stick. Here's a little pocket that we did. Isn't this so cute? Oh, we have the little components in here as well. We die cut all of these little items. I did 2 squares. You don't have to die cut these. All you have to do is cut it out because that's how it is on the digital print, on the printables that I have on my Etsy channel. Link to this one. These are part of the book collection. So there's several components. This is the book collection. Okay, so we just cut the square. I cut a black one to go to frame this. Okay, so we're going to do that. Here's a pocket, and here's a lot of little fun components to this. This goes to the pocket, the page. So we have lots of little items here. So let's get going. We're gonna do every single little piece. None of it is done, or well, some of them is done. Some of it isn't. And this is part of a 12 by 12 sheet that belonged to an entire different notepad collection. It works very well. See, none of it is done. This is like the raw. Okay, this part is done. This is a thank you card out of my regular collections that I had purchased. These were already made. I didn't do anything to it. All I did is grab the card, grab the envelope, put it together, and I'm going to put it in this book. This one we did make, and I don't think we made this together, but this is a regular cardstock. It's creamy color to match the rest of this. And I die cut this to match this color. Actually it's the inked portion because they're not the same green, but it works very well together. And this is part of the collection. All I did was fuzzy cut and put it there and stamped thinking of you. So we're going to set those aside. Let's glue these real quick. Okay, all right, that one's done there. The pocket is pretty much done. That's done. All right, let's put this little guy together. So this is a matchstick layout fold. So matchstick meaning just like an old-fashioned little match booklet. They used to have this, pretend these are the matches, and then this folds over and it folds into itself. That's pretty much a matchstick style fold. So all I'm gonna do is fold this in place. I'm looking for my little bone folder. Here it is. I like to just run my bone folder and then fold this over, and then wherever it creases, that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm not doing anything major to this. I just grabbed a little bit of the notepad that I already had, and then the matchstick would be like this, right? But what I'm going to do is just leave it in the back because it's going to go into the little slit of the pocket. All right, so we have this down, and all I did to put this together is I glued this down. You can use your double-sided tape. I'm going to use double-sided, excuse my reach. I'm going to use this double-sided tape to put it down. Okay. All right, so that's stuck down now. It is in place. Okay. So now that we have this down, I'm going to set it to the side because now we're going to do the, oh my goodness, I don't have that. I need this part. I thought I had it ready to go. I don't have it. Okay, well, we're going to have to, we're going to have to make one. Okay, well, moving on to the next part. Just going to set that there so it doesn't wobble. Okay, so we are going to do some punch. I'm going to punch this. Alright, this is done, and this is done, and this is done. No, this is going to be inked. This one is trimmed 4.5 inches. And we put this down. There's one. I mentioned earlier, or in a previous video, that these cards came from a phone company. If you see this video and you're part of El Centro, you'll know what I'm talking about. They were getting rid of them and I asked for them, so they gave them to me. And this is in the center. And this is an approximation center. Let's see if I'm right. I don't know. Looks about right. Well, let's see, 1.5 inches that way. No, I'm not in the center at all. No, not that far off. I'm okay. So I was putting my room in order, this craft room that I'm in, and I was putting up some shelves. So I'm only using, to organize my room, I'm only using supplies that I've already had. And I have been a big advocate of a bunch of shelving. So I have a bunch of shelving. I mean, types of shelving since, oh my goodness, I can't even think of how far back. So it's all about shelving. And I've kept a lot of my shelving through the years. So I have a huge variety of types of shelving. And so I was putting one of them up, and it's called a ventilated shelving. You can find it at Home Depot. You can find it at, you know, Lowe's, and even Target, I think it might have stuff like that. So it's pretty much the wire ones. And I was putting the shelf up and I'm like, oh, okay, this is perfect. It's level. I stood back and it was like, it was an inch off on this side and it was like sideways. I'm like, oh, wow, my eyes saw that straight. So I'm like, yeah, let me measure this. Okay. This little notepad has little star stitching. So I'm going to do the little star stitch real quick. Okay. Star stitching complete. That's done there. Okay, I'm back. I found it. I found it. I found it. Oh, I'm so excited that I found it. Okay, this is inked. It just had fallen over where I had these stacked. So it's not the same because I use different flower images, but it looks lovely. This one goes in front of this, and I know they're different color greens, but I really like the way it looks. And the reason why I put it up higher is because I didn't want to interfere with if you wanted to open it, so I just did it up here. This is done. This is done. The little pocket is done. These are done, and these are all done. So all we have to do is glue, 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 glue. So let's work on the base of the page, because the base of the page, it does need some stitching. We're gonna make some stitching. What happened to my actual paper? My actual page. I only have the components. I didn't have an actual page. Well, it's a cardstock, so let me grab a cardstock. Okay, now this page has, on the outside, it has this here, right? And it has this here. And we're going to glue it in place first. So then after I glued it there, I flipped it over and put this pink here to match, right? And then I did a ribbon stitch right along here. So we're going to do that. We're going to work on that right now. Okay, put this there. And it's just where I start seeing the white come through the punch. This is the outside. These little guys are right here at the very end. Okay, now that we have this done, these two little guys go here. And there's actually a top and a bottom to this. If you look at it closely, it's an actual bouquet, so the stems are at the bottom. And we're going to put these center coming out of the page, so it's coming into the white part of it quite a bit. And I'm going to try to eyeball it again. You know, I've already told you how my eyeballing looks, so I'm going to try to do that. Okay, like this. Oh, it's okay. If it looks crooked, somebody will tell me. Okay. Yay! We are done with this one. Oh, I have to glue this little corner is not gluing. Okay. All right. There we go. So we're almost done with this side, right? After we do this, the stitching. Actually, we are done with this side. we're done with this side. Now we're going to turn it over, and on this side we're going to line and adjust accordingly. So then once I line it there, then I'll trim off the edges. Okay, I'm gonna do the ribbon. Okay, all right, we are back. We are back. We are back. We've got the ribbon stitched in. Now I've got to see which one is the top. Okay, so this one, this side is the top. So I'm going to cut this off at the bottom. Why am I going to leave this up here? Because if I recall, yep, this is the one. I had a little dilly bobber just here, and all I did was glue. I'm going to do these two. I took and I glued these together back to back. That's it. Just a little thing hanging there with the strings of the stitching that we just did. And then I'm going to cut it. That's it. Okay. So this is now done. It goes this little pocket, and it's approximately centered, but it's all the way at the very bottom. So I'm going to glue this down here. Oh, I'm going to be daring. I know. I'm just going to center it here. All right, it looks a little crooked to me, but again, my eyes can be wonky. All right, my eyes are not wonky. Sorry, I cannot confess that over myself. My eyes are perfectly fine. Okay, now this pocket, that one should be fun because I don't recall how I did it. So we're just going to take the other one, we're going to mimic it to this one and see where it goes from there. So my ruler is telling me that this is a 5-inch. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my little score, and I am going to score at a 1/4 inch because we need to have the folds go down. So I'm going to do it at 1/2 inch. I'm going to score at a 1/2 inch. This is when you are just making a pocket that you need to make. And then the pocket itself, it is 5 inches. So my little dilly bobber here goes up to 5.5 inches. So I'm going to score it at the 5.5 inches, giving me the inside at 5 inches. So I'm going to score there. All right. And then I'm going to cut. I think I'm going to have to reinforce this because I think I went through the paper. I scored so hard. Oh, okay. All I'm doing here is rescoring it so I know where it's going to get cut. That's all. That's all I'm doing here. So I'm going to cut it there. I'm just going to put masking tape because I want to reinforce that. And now what I'm going to do is score the bottom. So let's see if I have the right height now. I'm thinking that I would. Yep, it's just scoring where the pink is. Let's score it right there. That's fine. Okay, so now that's done. I'm going to reinforce this as well. Okay. And now before I do anything, I'm going to do the little punch and the slit in the middle. Punch and slit, but I'm not gonna. This is at 1, 2, 3, so it's right here. And I just did have this little tiny hole puncher, and this is going to work out well here, but I'm going to mark it Here's my ruler. I think it's a 1/4 inch, or is it a 1/2 inch? It's 1/2 inch from the edge. So I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to mark it at 1/2 inch here, and 1/2 inch from here. So it's going to be here. So the in between is 4 inches, and I'm just going to punch this by putting the little hole. It's going to be over my mark right there. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but I'm just going to center that little mark I just made and punch it out. Same thing, and punch it out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is grab my handy dandy box cutter. I just use a utility knife. You know, everybody has X-Acto knives and pretty stuff. I have these from my other construction stuff that I do around the house. I've had them forever, and this is what I use. It works well. Okay, and there you go. Now you have your little slit thingy there. Now I'm going to get this little guy and put it here. And I'm going to glue it down before I start folding everything. It's fine. It's okay. So this is going to go here. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So now I'm just going to start folding. Okay. Now we have our little pocket. And it is inked. So I'm going to ink it up. Cute. Okay. All right. We are almost done with the center fold. What? Okay. So this is going to go here. All right. And I am going to use the double-sided tape again. What? I know I'm getting brave. I am brave. I am brave. I am a brave. Gotta confess the right things to yourself. Confess God's promises to yourself. That's who you are. You are blessed. I am gifted. I am creative. I am highly favored. Yes, I am. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Have the favor of God that goes before me wherever I go. Yes, I do. Good. Nice. See, now we have the center, and then the outside. We're done. Yay. Let's fold this over. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now let's fill it in. Boom, boom, boom. I'm excited. Okay. Let's grab our little notepad here. Put a little matchstick fold inside. This little guy's going to go in here. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. We got a little stitched starburst stitch. We're gonna do a little whole little eyelet there, and we can put one of the little dangles that we did the other day. Look at the video. Look at the tags and dangles. Okay, then we're gonna put a tag, a bookmarker here. Which one we're gonna put? Salvation or the Lord's Prayer? We have this one, and we also have the fruits of the Spirit. Let's put the fruits of the Spirit here. Okay, so now we have a big tag there. Boom. This one here, notepad here. We're going to fold it over. And here we have our Thinking of You card. That goes there. Boom, we can stick it out somehow, however you want to do it. And then on the other side, you can do your thank you card there. This by itself, it's so full that you can do a little gift, stick it in an envelope, and hand it to somebody. This is really nice. Of course, you're gonna add a few more things if you want to just do it this way, but this is very nice. This would be a very nice, just a single signature stitch, single signature page, if you want to do it that way. But for us, yeah, we have a nice, big, hefty signature going on. All right. So now we have 2 signatures. We have 2 signatures. I'm going to put this back in here. We've been using it to guide us. So that's there. This little notepad goes up here. Boom, boom, boom. Now, if you could imagine that book, and we still have the centerfold to do. How cool is this? Together, all we have to do is put all the little dingle dangles all going across here. We've got some paper clips that we did. We've got the little dingle dangles. Don't forget, let me know. Leave it natural or paint it black. Let me know. So, or fun. Ooh, the recipient of this journal. They're going to have a good old time. Got 2 music notes in the front. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. As always, I'm very grateful for your time. Thank you for taking the time to be with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy your time here. Give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. And share, comment, do the works. Don't forget to turn on the little bell to know when we're doing the next phase.